There is a place in the state of Georgia where no criminal ever wants to go. That place is called Alto State Prison, formerly Lee Arundel in Alto, Georgia. If you come here, you surely won't make it out.
Stay tuned for Tales from the Toe.
Tales from the Toe. Big Meech opens a strip club in Alto State Prison.
In the heart of the United States Penitentiary in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania,
Demetrius Big Meech Flenory, once the formidable leader of the Black Mafia Family street organization, was told to pack up his property for transport back down to the A, where he had a court date waiting for an old charge back in his BMF days in the mid-2000s. The quintessential hustler from Detroit was sentenced to incarceration in the late 2000s. Big Meech's notoriety preceded him, amplified by his son's portrayal of him in a TV series produced by none other than Curtis, 50 Cent Jackson, on the Starz network. Hours later, after arriving in the city he claimed as his own, jail administrators then transferred him to the notorious state prison in Alto, Georgia, until his court appearance in Fulton County. The overcrowded jails struggled to accommodate people with celebrity status such as himself, Young Thug, and others. Big Meech, ever the entrepreneur, wasn't upset about being moved out to the woods and saw opportunity where others saw miserable confinement. From the first day in the terrifying Alto State Prison, he started finessing the female CEOs into conversating with him about a business idea he had been fantasizing about since his incarceration began. That fantasy was launching a strip club inside of a prison and getting rich off of the profits. Now that he was back in the state that made him who he was, he felt it was time to go forward with his plan. After a month and a half of plotting and scheming, Meech established a clandestine strip club inside of Alto's C building that he named Magic City, after the prominent gentlemen's club in Southwest Atlanta, leveraging his connections with real strippers on the streets that he'd kept in contact with, who he linked up with young female corrections officers who were willing to pose as strippers for extra cash. Despite the risks, a select few inmates were getting to the bag behind bars, indulging in the forbidden entertainment, which took place in the dorm's day room, seeking solace and distraction from the harsh realities of prison life, giving them a slice of the free world. Demetrius arranged it to where 2 inmates served as security guards at the entrance of the day room / Magic City, and any inmate with an admission fee of $100 could enter the makeshift strip club. But in order to get dances and go all the way, you had to cash out with the dancer you wanted first, and that price was 3 bands, which when broken down, $1,500 went to Meech and the other half to the dancer. Instead of traditionally stuffing dollars in their thongs, inmates could cash app a dancer for some focused attention. Word of Big Meech's prison strip club spread around Alto and sparked a rivalrous flame within the prison walls. In B building, which the population nicknamed the Booty Dorm, due to all of the sexual assaults that took place there by a group of bandits who the inmates called the Booty Snatchers, leaders of the Gap Gang.
What up, though? This Lil Meech checking in with y'all, seeing if y'all enjoying this GK David audio story about my pops. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for my homie, and check out his other stories on his YouTube channel, GK David Stories. All them shits is lit.
Saw an opportunity to challenge Meech's clever dominance. The Gap Gang was the Georgia prison system's premier gay gang, and the word stood for gay and proud. They created their own strip club to rival Meech's, but with a twist. Instead of using female CEOs, they enlisted transgender and transsexual inmates as strippers. 78% of Alto's prison population was either down with the rainbow activities by choice or by force. So this style of strip club was more appealing than Meech's. As tensions escalated between Meech's gang and Gap, Meech decided to go ahead and put a bag on the Gap, OG's heads as retaliation for stepping on his toes. Alto became a battleground of conflicting desires and power struggles. Inmates navigated a complex web of alliances and betrayals, each vying for control over the prison's new underground economy. Before he could make the payment for the hit, Big Meech was suddenly transferred back to Atlanta for his court date, which probably saved him from getting more time if someone snitched on him for arranging the slide. Despite the Rainbow Strip Club outshining his straight strip club, his legacy still loomed large over the prison's inhabitants as the lines between predator and prey blurred. Inmates grappled with their own desires and vulnerabilities, navigating a world where survival often comes at a steep price. A few of Meech's goons tried to keep his strip club going after his departure, but they weren't as good with the gift of gab as he was, and the female corrections officers eventually all quit dancing for fear of getting discovered due to a sloppy operation. The Gap Gang's strip club continued to thrive as new rainbow inmates were shipped to the prison, supplying a fresh group of dancers for the attendees.
I remember when I got to Alto. So when I got to Alto, they put us in dorm 16 and we used to watch the people in dorm 15. Now, B unit was really scary. B unit was really scary. You heard the stories, you heard the rumors. I was opposed to going to B unit, but I would if I have to. But in C unit, dorm 15 was the dorm that it was also going down in. I remember you had guys.
Despite the Rainbow Strip Club outshining his straight strip club, his legacy still loomed large over the prison's inhabitants. As the lines between predator and prey blurred, inmates grappled with their own desires and vulnerabilities, navigating a world where survival often comes at a steep price.